Boa tarde e bem-vindos de volta à primeira conferência da Iniciativa Negócios Sustentabilidade 2030. Recordo que nesta conferência debatemos a temática ambiental. Vamos dar então seguimento a esta sessão, agora com a temática Economia Circular, e para nos dar um enquadramento desta temática chamo ao palco Stéphanie Schuitemaker, Holland Circular Hotspots.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Stéphanie Schuitemaker, and I'm Head of Communications at Holland Circular Hotspot. Holland Circular Hotspot is a public-private platform in which we work together with the business community, knowledge institutes, and governments. And together we try to create a fertile ground for collaboration, international collaboration on the circular transition worldwide. I'm also active for Circo, which is a platform that also works on circular economy from a design perspective, and for the circular manufacturing industry, which is one of the priority sectors that the Netherlands chose. I'm sorry. To give you an idea of where we stand today, looking at circularity, I want to show you a short video, and further we will discuss how the Netherlands is actually working on circularity. Again, thank you for having me. Also, on behalf of the Netherlands Embassy, of course, here in Lisbon. Thank you to the Portugal Ministry for the Environment and Negocios. We're very happy to tell how the Netherlands is working on circular economy and where we stand today. So in this video, you see that today we are 8.6% circular if we talk about a global average, which means that 8.6% of all the materials that we extract from nature end up or stay in the economy and not end up as waste, which means that more than 91% of all materials that we do extract end up as waste. So in the circular economy, we want to keep 100% in our economy, and we even want to eliminate the need for extraction from nature. So the Netherlands has the ambition to be 100% circular in 2050, a milestone of 50% in 2030, and today we're a little under 25%, which for the world looks like a front runner. And compared to the 8.6, we might be, but we still have a really long road to go because we still weigh 75%. You're even more optimistic because in this nice book, you see that we are more than 30% circular. So thank you for the compliment. And it might be because we don't do this measure every year, and this is from Circular Economy, who do measurement of circularity. They are known for the circularity gap for the world, but also for regions and countries. So, okay, still we are quite proud on this 25%, but we also understand that we cannot do this alone. The core, the key of us reaching this 25%, we believe, is collaboration. And to reach the 100%, we believe we have to collaborate within value chains, between value chains, but also between countries and regions. So I will show you this. It looks very complex maybe. It's just to show you that we didn't get there overnight. We had quite a roadmap. And in this roadmap you can see that we started with circularity in 2016, which is not too long ago, but we have a history of 150 years of waste management, which changed over time from sorting, from recycling, towards eliminating waste fully. And now we mention circular economy. So you can also see some of the steps that we took towards today, towards 23. And in the next slide, I want to show you some of the things that I think are key in reaching the 25% and hopefully in the future the 100%. So one of the things that we did as the Netherlands was that we had a clear ambition, which is the 100% and the 50% in specific time ranges. But we also have made focus. So we chose 5 sectors which we feel are for the Netherlands, for our own local context, most relevant to change from linear into circular and would have the most impact on several fronts. That can, of course, be different for every country. But it helped us keep focus, and at the same time, we worked on interventions to create the conditions for change, to make it possible to reach circularity. Because circularity is a system change. It's not just a simple, small change on a business model. It's a big thing, and whole value chains have to be changed and have to work in another way. So one of these interventions is, for instance, knowledge and innovation, intelligent market incentives, legislation, and also, as you can see most on the right, the international collaboration, which we as a Holland Circular Hotspot focus on mainly. Here you can see a quote. It's really the core of us being a hotspot, us being a broker actually for transition. And it says, this journey can only be fulfilled when all stakeholders are actively working together. And this is a quote from our chair, from our supervisory board, Professor Jacqueline Kramer. She was also a former minister for the environment in the Netherlands. And what she means is that we need these 4 key stakeholder groups. We need the governments and public institutions. We need consumers and citizens, knowledge institutes, business and entrepreneurs. They all need to work together. And I think someone asked me today, what is key for the Netherlands to be this far in the circular transition? And we really believe that it's key that we work this close together, that we have this culture of working together, and that we also, looking at our history, we are very poor of resources, our country, we're a small country. We've always needed to work together, and we needed to be smart about the resources and where to get them from. So Dr. Jacqueline Kramer, she goes into how you can actually spark this transition and how you can create coalitions of the willing. This is something that Holland Circular Hotspot is very active in. And if you would like to know more about it, because I only have 10 minutes, I would want to show you this link on the bottom of the presentation, and there you can download her 2 books for free. The first is 10 takeaways to spark the circular transition, and in the second one, the first one is with very practical examples where she explains projects in which she was involved, very practical projects, together with all the stakeholders mentioned here, and it's very, very accessible read to get some inspiration in how to get started. In the second book, she collects her research in which she asked lots of countries, lots of hotspots over the world, how these 10 principles would work in their social and cultural contexts. And she found that it can change a lot, how you could use this governance network governance that she talks about. Business perspective is key if you look at the transition to a circular economy. I saw someone mention today that urgency is a reason to speed up, and it is, and I think we have urgency, but there's also a business opportunity here. And I think as soon as you start looking at circular economy, not only as a way to do good for the world, to improve, you'll see lots of opportunities. Oh, and these opportunities, but also that it's already happening today and that it's possible and that it's not just a theory. It's really important that that's shown. So what we do as a hotspot is really show the world. We share our innovations, we share our knowledge, but we also show what we are doing already today. And I think that's also really nice to see in this book that there are many examples already here in Portugal as well. Within circular economy, they even compete for a prize that are working on circularity. And I think that's a really, really good sign. So I just want to show you a couple of examples just to show that it is happening today. And this is Modulo, for instance. It's a modular environmental street. And they collect materials. But what's interesting about this is that it's modular, so it can be changed anytime. All the materials can be reused from the location itself, but they are also really focused on the user-friendliness because they understand that it's also already about collaboration here. It's not just about them setting up a facility, but it's also about getting the consumers, getting the citizens to use it. Here you see Green Thumb. They made a sustainable stroller, and each stroller is made of about 80 PET bottles, so the big soda bottles that you probably know, discarded bottles, of course. And after use, they can be returned, the strollers, recycled or reused. Here you have Madaster, really important and active showcase in the construction industry. They set up a public material library, which made it possible to have insight in what kind of materials are in buildings and what the value of them is. So it will help with the reusing of building materials, and it helps eliminating waste. Well, a last one also in the construction and infrastructure sector is Smart Crusher. They recover cement stone, so stone and sand is split, and it can be reused as a raw material again in concrete production. So I was just talking to some people about the feasibility of the importance of the feasibility. This is what we do as a hotspot. This is how we support the transition to a circular economy by setting up collaborations, by showing what we already have to offer as the Netherlands, but also by bringing together what we already know with what other countries already know. So on our website, for instance, you can find more than 150 inspiring stories, which are showcases from the Netherlands on the specific sectors that we work in. We have many publications, which I show you a couple of in a second. But we also show Dutch entrepreneurs that there are opportunities for circular business in and outside the Netherlands, which is very important, as I just mentioned, that they have a clear idea of the business perspective that there is. Last but not least is the collaboration around the world. We work together with many other hotspots that are situated locally in different countries around the world, and also from country to country. I quickly wanted to show this because, don't look at the date, it's not an invitation for you to join this one, but also in Portugal, initiatives are already happening. I just showed you in the book. But also here you see that there is a Circo hub in Portugal. And Circo is actually a Dutch methodology to help businesses to go from a linear to a circular business model and to help designers to design products in a circular way. And I just wanted to show you, this is just one thing. Circular economy and the role of the hotspot is really to connect top-down, so the government, the laws, the conditions for change, to bottom-up, which this is exactly, because they work with the people who have to do it, who have to realize the circular economy. And I think this is a really nice example of it, also of our collaboration already. These are some publications that we have. And I think this is a really important and accessible way of sharing the knowledge that we have, because these are specific themes that we made brochures of, where we describe what the Dutch approach is. So how to implement, for instance, circularity in the manufacturing industry. And the newest one is all the way on the left. It just was published this Monday, actually, in Malaysia. We had a trade mission, so we had a handover there, really nice. Yeah, and this goes into waste management, and how it can be a catalyst for circular economy. Also, these brochures, but many more, can be downloaded via the link on the bottom. I think really important is, we heard about the social development goals earlier and how they are a business opportunity, actually. We also heard about maybe it's not the time yet. We shouldn't force too much policy. We have so many things going on. But this second brochure that you see, Circular Economy and the SDGs, shows how circular economy is connected to at least 2/3 of all the SDGs. And it can help as an accelerator and help you reach goals that are not circular economy in itself, but it's many for the price of one. Well, to end my presentation, I just want to show you our international network. And Portugal is not yet in there, so I just hope that the next time that I show this slide, that we also have a nice hotspot logo of Portugal, and that we collaborate on this part. Thank you so much for your time.